What's up guys, it's Patrick, and I know it's been quite some time since I last uploaded, and I don't have an excuse. Like, you already know that. It's just I'm lazy, but based on how this video does, I might make a new video next week. But just to forewarn before I get into this video, this is pretty much unlike any video I've done simply because of how not lighthearted it is. And I promise next week I'll make a meme type of video, and I know based from the title, you boys might be thinking, oh, this kid's a storytime YouTuber, he's a fan. And I can vouch for this video is actually true, and I can admit that my first video is so fucking fake. It was 2 years ago, so like, please don't hate on that. And I feel like Luna, even though he's entertaining, fakes at least half of his videos, but this is a video that I wish I could fake, because talking about it doesn't make me feel good at all. So with this warning, let's just get this over with. So, unless you know me personally, then you probably don't know that I play tennis. In fact, in a way, it's my passion, I guess. And it's actually because of tennis that I had this blessing and this curse. So this takes me back to my first tournament, which was a week or two before school started. It was at this tournament that I met this other freshman that was on the team with me. Not trying to lie, I thought she was cute, so I tried to slide into those DMs or whatever, and to be honest, after like a few days of talking with her, I kinda got put down. And before we get more into depth with the story, I need a name for her, so I think we should just call her S. So after getting put down, me and S just became friends, and that's okay with me. I consider myself a pretty easygoing guy. So a few weeks into the school year, my coach puts together a little get-together party, and we go to this place called the living room. And basically, the living room is pretty much just a pretty large room that teachers can rent in the school for certain events. During this party, it was fun. We just like watched a movie and ate hella pizza, and it was chill vibes all through. But during this period of my freshman year, I was thotty hunting. Because unlike middle school, it felt like I had a way girthier selection of girls, if that makes sense. So I had this girl that I kind of liked, but not really. In essence, I was just horny as hell. So back to the main timeline. The party was going really well, and I was just hanging out with this girl, who is my best friend girl, I guess you could say, and to this day we are still super close. We'll call her R, but she was friends with S. So we just start talking, just having a good time. I'm making her laugh, cracking jokes, and then her other friend, who I'm also good friends with, comes up to us. We'll call her A, and she starts talking too. So S is just kind of hanging around, and then she goes to the restroom. So without S knowing, A tells me that S likes me. And I just kind of like whip my body around to R, and I'm just like, and she's just like, yeah. And at this stage of time, I'm just in complete shock. Like, I don't know what to say because I kind of lost feelings for her. Because I was, like I said, I was thotty hunting. And A was like, yeah, she's really jealous of blank. She looks like a horse. So when I got home that night, I texted S. And I just said, hey. And like, she just responded with the hey with a smiley face. And you know, like when a girl texts you with like smiley faces and like shit ton of emojis and like she's like really into it. That's kind of how you can tell that she was into it. So either way, I was like, oh shit, they weren't lying. So we talked throughout the rest of the night. She calls me cute and whatever. So a week later, I convinced myself that I liked her again, and we go into this relationship phase. These next couple months were just happiness for me. I had a girl, tennis was going good, and everything was going great. So I hate exposing people and talking about stuff like this, but in one of our intimate convos, she tells me that she always kind of wanted a guy to grab her ass. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm kind of like her boyfriend or whatever. And so it was on this night that we had the fated bus ride home from the tournament. So before I get into this particular bus ride, to give a little background information, these bus rides I cherished because it was like one of the few times that we were somewhat alone, because we were always in the back isolated. So we were always in the back isolated from everyone. And no, we didn't do anything bad. We just listened to music and held on to each other. My arm was around her and hand on her thigh, and she was leaning on me. You know, just classic couple shit. And that was usually our bus rides. We'd get off, say goodbye, and see each other the next day at school. Well, either way, back to that one faithful bus ride. It started off normal, but then I got a little out of hand, and may have grabbed her ass, maybe too much, but I just feel like such an asshole for putting her in that situation. But as soon as I get off, we hug, I go into the car, and she texts me like, hey, I know I said I wanted you to grab my ass, but please don't do it anymore, and you know, so on. So I was like, okay, I'm super sorry. Honestly, I just felt so bad about it, because I hate putting people in situations like that when they're just super uncomfortable. So the next week, we were at school, and I see her walking in the hallway. So I go up to her, and we start talking, like, more, but she seems a little off, so when I get back to the class, I texted her. asking if everything was alright. And she was like, yeah, with a smiley face. I was like, okay, cool. We're still good. And then she texted me a little while later and said, maybe everything isn't alright. And she just basically dumps me right there over text. And like, if you have a serious thing with a girl over a relationship for like 3 or 4 months, like, I don't think being dumped over text is like, the right thing to do. And so many emotions just went through my head, like a mix of anger for her breaking up with me over text and just immense sadness. But either way, we split our separate ways and I just didn't know how to feel. So we weren't friends for a while because some bitch on the team said I called her a hoe, and I didn't, but it's whatever. But now we are good friends, and this past week, she's been talking to me a lot more, and she spoke of her significant other. Kind of gave me the idea to do this video, because like for half the year, I was just so sad, Like, I just kind of like ignored girls for a while and tried to get rebounds, but I could never really find a good one. So I really don't know what the future would hold for us two, but I still miss her and having that feeling of security and that like warm fuzzy feeling you get when you truly care for a girl. Well, that finally wraps up my video, so just remember, leave a like and subscribe to motivate me to come back next week.